Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Daily Sun. And let me take the major headline because PDP is saying that they're still in good shape. We have the acting national chairman, Umar Damagum, has described the defection of the Delta State governor, the entire members of his team to APC as unfortunate. He stated this during the presentation of certificates to the PDP candidate for the November 8th Anambra State governorship poll. He was speaking, saying that Damagum expressed optimism that the defection would not have any adverse effect on the fortunes of the opposition party, which is the PDP. He said this because the 2027 poll is a direct contest between President Bola Tinubu and the Nigerian people. He stressed that the outcome of the next general elections would not be determined by the number of governors political party has. He also recalled that the 2023 polls, former Anambra governor and Labour Party did not have any governor in their party prior to the contest, but performed very well at the polls. So it is very sad and unfortunate because of me. If there is any state that should think that way, it should not be Delta, because the party is very magnanimous. I thank God that in their message, they didn't say that the party didn't do anything wrong or than good. So, I mean, I guess that Delta sweep was a really hard hit for PDP, but they are trusting that they will still, it will affect their chances in 2027.
Well, let's talk about what we people are facing, because the Sun carried the news of the fierce price war that I don't expect there should be a price war, but apparently there's a price war between NNPC and Dangote Petroleum Refinery, and that this is now affecting the independents. Independent marketers are suffering, and to maximize their profits, majority of them are adjusting their fuel dispense price. No, not price.
They have adjusted,
the value you are getting. So the word is they've adjusted their petrol retail machine, and that the dispensing machine is now fraudulent. That what you get is not what you ought to get. They said they found out from, Okada riders know they buy 10 litre and they know how long 10 litre should last them. And majority of them gave feedback to the Sun that when they buy 10 litre, what they actually get now is 8 litres of fuel that comes to them. And that's because, except you are buying from NNPC filling station, or you are buying from affiliates of Dangote refinery filling station. If you're not buying from any of them, if you're buying from independent marketers, most likely you will not be getting the real value you're supposed to get, because they also want to make money, and the price war has made them drive their price down. But to make profits, they are adjusting. We have agencies who are meant to look into this. So we are expecting that they should investigate and lock down those that are culprits of the adjustment. And if it is not profitable for independents, that's why we've deregulated. Sell at the price that works for you, but don't cheat your customers. Is wrong.
Troops of Operation Safe Haven yesterday, they foiled another attempt to attack a village in Basa local government area of Plateau State. Major Samson Zakom, who is the media officer of Operation Safe Haven, said that the attack was met with strong resistance from soldiers who responded to a distress call that had been made by a resident. He said that his troops swiftly mobilized to the scene, made contact with the attackers, who, when they saw them, they fled, to, they said, an adjoining high ground. But they were one of the assailants was neutralized during a gun duel. But they said, additionally, April 22nd, troops of Sector 2, Operation Safe Haven, also conducted a stop and search in Kaderko district of Wasi local government. During the search, they arrested three suspected robbers. They had with them in their possession a fabricated pistol, and they were brought in for interrogation, and they offered to lead the police to where their hideout was and all the other gang members. On their way there, they decided to fight the police, and so they were neutralized. Of course, we know what neutralized means. And the state is saying that they're still going to be they are going to continue doing what is best for the state, and in protecting the state from people like this. Okay.
Moving on now to Vanguard. Tinubu to opposition: don't blame me for inability to manage your affairs. Defections, we talked about that already. We must resist one-party state agenda, says Akinola Odinkalo Jinodu and others. Outrage over World Bank's report on poverty in Nigeria as CSOs demand urgent actions. Okay, which story?
Okay, so the president's spokesman, Bayo Onanuga, decided to respond to the people criticizing for the APC for the defection. He says that the president's business is not to strengthen opposition and organize opposition, that they should deal with their poor organization within their parties by themselves as their gross incompetence and deal with it by themselves. He says that when the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, defected to the Social Democratic Party, there were commendations from corners, and there was no condemnation. But now that the PDP has decided, the Delta State machinery of governance has decided to, defect him en masse to the APC, there are now condemnations. It is about people's will and interest and political affiliations that they want part-time. It is not only in Nigeria's democracy that people defect around the world. And yes, he said that it's not only in Nigeria's democracy that people defect from one party to the other, but there are defections in every democracy around the world. And it is the will of the people to do whatever works for them. And they should be allowed to do such. And the president should not be blamed for any failing party organization. It is not his business to organize them and manage them.
Okay. So still talking about the drama in Delta State and the defection, there's another drama that is going to happen, which was detailed in Vanguard, about the defection and who is going to be the party leader in the state. Originally, Omo Agege was the highest ranking politician of APC within Delta State. But now that the governor has said he's moving to APC, they said that the defection is causing a battle in Delta State. Who will lead APC in Delta State? So the predecessor is still in PDP, so PDP would handle it. They said, depending on ability to control the number of states, the areas, the wards, long and short is there will be a supremacy battle after this first defection on who will control the political infrastructure of APC within Delta State. And while that is happening, I hope governance takes place in Delta State.
In a related, and I wanted to do a related,
related
study. So, leading civil society activists in Nigeria yesterday expressed concerns over what they described as a calculated and systematic effort by the present administration to dismantle democratic foundations and reduce Nigeria to a one-party state. The activists who vowed to resist the move said that democracy without opposition is not democracy. They also expressed worry over the weaponization of state institutions for partisan gain, saying it undermines the integrity of democracy. The statement was titled, "Defending Democracy, a Call to Resist One-Party State in Nigeria," and was signed by quite a number of bigwigs in the country. Richard Akinola, Abdul Mahmood, Dr. Sam Amadi, Professor Adele Jinodu, we have Senator Babafemi Ojude, and quite a number of others. So, I mean, they are concerned. These defections happening here and there can actually cause weaken democracy and reduce our country to one-party state, which is not good for the democratic principles we're trying to strengthen in our nation.
I have operatives of the NDLEA. They have raided a hotel in Victoria Island and recovered 589 bags of illicit drugs weighing 417.3 kilograms with a street value of 1,442,500,000 naira. They said that the 3 suspects were arrested. Their names given: Eze Ayitu, Ofuoku Samuel, and Emmanuel Ame. They were arrested during the operation at a 5-story hotel. This was Friday 25th and Saturday 26th. There was also Noble Philip and his partner Kenneth, who are at large. They said the proceeds were recovered from the premises housing the Hook Hotel, also known as Caesar Hotel and Caesar Lounge. It's located at 16 Waziri Ibrahim Street off Elsie Pierce Street in Victoria Island, and so many other things were recovered from them, cars and TV. So I'm guessing, being a hotel premises, of course, those other things that are in the hotel. And they said barely a week after that, 20 parcels of cocaine concealed inside religious books bound for Saudi Arabia were also intercepted by operatives. But 6 wraps of cocaine weighing 547 grams hidden in body cream also headed for the Middle East, and many others, that seizures made by NDLEA.
Okay, our final paper, Nigerian Tribune. Let's find a story not taken. IMF's 37% inflation projection. LCCI expresses concerns. 50 billion naira earned allowance. We didn't rely on money released on paper, says ASU. And Tinubu's government making effort to dismantle democratic foundations. Odinkalu Ojudu, others warns. And Nigeria targets single-digit inflation job creation amid global economy, says Edu. Okay, any story? Who has the 50 billion?
Okay, I have the 50 billion. You know, this was me that said that we should declare party in the ASU members and, you know, non-academic staff union members' houses. And now the academic staff union has declared that they will not believe until they see the money. That the federal government announced the money through the Minister for Education and are celebrating something that they announced, and that, you know, they have not seen it. They said that this 50 billion, in fact, is just, will only stand for 2 years out of the 8 years of these old allowances that we're talking about. And they said that they've also been discussing other issues with the federal government aside this 50 billion. They were the ones who offered that if they could do 2 years, they might decide to forgo the rest 6 years, but the government has not done anything in regard to that till date. So Professor Osodoke was saying the money and all the celebration is media money. It's paper money, is media money. They have not seen any money, and until they receive it, they cannot join in any celebrations.
Okay. That's all we can take on Front Page Review this morning. Let's go on a short break now and come back. We want our hot topic of today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.